I'm Rebecca, and I live in a little village just outside of Lancaster, and I live with my partner and also my cat. And I'm currently studying part-time with the Open University, and I'm doing a degree in classics, and I'm also doing part-time student support work as well. Day-to-day, ongoing, it was mostly anxiety which affected me, kind of a constant feeling of worry and guilt, and I suppose I kind of likened it to the feeling you have before your driving test, that just wanting to kind of kind of a panic almost, but feeling that all the time and for no reason. And it affected, my sleep, my diet. I found it really difficult to eat sometimes, and it affected my relationships because I was too anxious to go out and meet people, sometimes even hold a conversation with people. So, like I say, on a day-to-day basis, it was anxiety. But the depression was also behind that as well, and both fed each other really. And the depression, even though it was in the background, it was a bit like a storm cloud that you knew was coming, and it would kind of grow, and there was nothing you could do to kind of stop it, and when it came, it kind of rained and poured. And when that happened, I would kind of have to go to bed and switch off. I found it difficult to speak to people and just function really. It was kind of like my body and my mind needed to reboot. So that's what it did. It kind of shut down almost. And during that time, I always knew it was going to pass. So it was a bit kind of like, right, I need to hunker down now. I need to just get through these next few days, and I know it will pass. But even though it passed, there was still this thing, right, it will come again. So it was just kind of living between those periods really, and trying to, I guess, cope in those periods when things were okay. And dealing with it when it wasn't okay as well. So I'd had quite a few depressive episodes, and each one kind of took its toll on me. But I probably did the same thing after each one, which was kind of the attitude, if you fall off the horse, just get back on, and not address anything why it happened or how I could stop it happening in the future. It was just kind of like, right, I've just got to keep going and carrying on. But the last depressive episode I had was very severe, and I think in my mind it was like, I can't do this again really. This is kind of make or break almost. I really cannot face another episode like this, and I really don't want it to happen again. It's not a nice thing to go through. And I think it got to a point where it couldn't be ignored anymore, or kind of there was no horse to jump back on. So I had to do something, and it really got to that point as well where even though it wasn't a secret that I had depression or anxiety, it wasn't something that I openly spoke about to people or that I would ask for help with. But this really forced me in a way to do that, and it forced me to confront, all my kind of fears that I had about speaking about my own mental health, or what it meant for who I was and how people viewed me. It forced me to confront all those things, and all the thoughts I did have about those things turned out not to be true. and actually it was the best thing I could have done to reach out and talk to people and ask for help. No, it's probably the simple answer to that one. I think I still have bad days and good days, but I kind of have tools now that I can alleviate those bad days with, or the anxiety with, and I take a different approach to life now, which means that my anxiety and depression isn't as frequent as it was. And like I say, if I do have it, it's easier to deal with, and for others around me to kind of help me as well. So I've been equipped with the tools that I need, but in terms of kind of the ongoing depression and anxiety, I have to just accept that it's part of life and part of my life. And I know it's kind of a cliche to say, well, if you've got a broken arm, you would go and get it fixed or whatever, but the break might always be there and you might always get aches and pains. So it's kind of just, well, that's just how it's going to be, and it's in my life. But I can do A, B, and C to make it better. So I guess in a way, kind of, I'm not cured of the mental health issues, but I have kind of a cure for how I deal with it, maybe. Yeah, it's the best way I kind of can explain it. I would say that things get better and there is a way forward, and that it may seem like a big leap to ask for help or something that you would never consider, but it only takes one tiny little step to do it. So even if, like, you watch this video and you think, I'm going to find Adullam on Facebook and follow the page, and even if you just see the notifications pop up, and maybe you see something and you think, oh, I like that, and then you might actually think, actually, I'll contact them. And it's those kind of little steps that can turn into something that can really benefit you and change your life. Going to the sessions and things like that really helped me. But there was a build up to me approaching you and asking for help. And I think, it's important to allow yourself to build up to things and to make tiny steps, and not feel bad either. So if you think, actually, I'm feeling too anxious, I can't contact them right now, think, well, I will when I feel better, and just give yourself a bit of freedom and a bit of allowance for how you feel.